welcome. We are the collective. We are miners, and we are forever.
I am Ironfish. Anyway, hey, sorry. What's going on, guys? I don't even know if that all worked out or what's going on. What's going on? How's everyone doing? What is today? Tuesday. I think today's Tuesday. Is today Tuesday? Let's do a quick roll call, see what we got in the house, and talk about some stuff. So we got up first here, Mr. Budweiser. Alrighty. Zapirate, what's going on? Squirrel Master, Alexander Fleener, J Mining, Ethan Westfield. My best friend, what's going on? Duke Nukem in the house. Crypto Craig, what's going on? Scrolling. John Franquist Arbin. Duke Nukem again. What we got here? Sling Buzz. Nerja Sa. Is that what we got going on? Dero pull down. I will talk about Dero here in a minute. There's some crazy stuff going on with Dero right now for the past, 3 or 4 days now. We'll touch up on and try to figure out. Really, no one has an answer for what's going on with Dero yet, but it's interesting. Tony Magna, what's happening? Scrolling through. Frank B. Zagati. Inred, Frank B again. Oh, it just jumped on me. So I probably missed like so many people. I apologize. We got 49 viewers, 15 likes. Hit that like button, guys. I don't see Red Pots. What's he up to? Maybe he's sleeping right now. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sherlock's fuzzing, and yeah, Crypto Perks. What's going on? Mining of the North. What's happening? And so on. So hopefully I got everyone. Just yell at me if I missed you. And, at me if you have any questions or anything. So let's just see what we got in the poll so far. So far, are you getting ready for Ironfish? We got 43% currently at yes, 37% at no, and 20% is like, Ironfish? What the heck is that? Interesting. So it's a new coin coming out, 4 GPUs, runs on Blake 3. That's the same algorithm as, I guess, a lithium. Extremely efficient, so you could probably dual mine it and stuff. There's a few downfalls, like the huge testnet airdrop from pre-mining and the KYC on a privacy network, which is interesting. But it looks like it comes down to USA-based customers because we all know the US is cracking down on crypto staking. And, airdrops is technically, you get that from staking. You earn rewards, whatever, and then you just get things dropped to your account. That's whole part of that whole operation. So it's interesting to know how airdrops will even work in the States moving forward. If you want to be capable of an airdrop, there may be KYC for every single airdrop from this point forward. Now, there's still a lot of places claiming they're doing airdrops. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. But, airdrops, USA is their thing. Once it is hitting mainnet and it's all fully, proof of work, no KYC will be needed to run a node, to mine, to interact with the network, buy and sell, and so on. So it is only for those airdrops, which is still weird. But again, that sounds like that's part of USA regulations and the way the US is actually moving towards crypto. They want to know who has it. At RabidMining, Ironfish was the one needing X16 slots, right? Wonder if old server boards with X16s will be. No, Ironfish is not. This is on a lithium. It's not proof of useful work, as far as I'm aware. It's a privacy-based GPU coin. We're used to having privacy coins on CPUs, XMAR, Dero, and stuff and so on. This is actually a privacy-focused GPU mineable coin. X1 slots and everything will work. Like for an example here, I got my OCTOMINER on it. I'm just testing it to my node right now. You can see I got 20.13 gigahash here. We got 3.1 gigahash up in the 3080. It's only using like 851 watts. Between OCTOMINER 1 and 2, what is that? So that's 12, 30, 40, I think 16 GPUs. I'm using like 1,000 watts, if that, for like 26 gigahash worth of hash rate. So no, you do not need your times 16 slots and all that stuff for this algorithm. It is Blake 3, which is exactly the same as a lithium. If you ever mined a lithium, then you kind of know what I'm talking about in terms of hash rates, overclocking, and so on. So that's all that's going on there. But yeah, it's just a new coin that's coming out. And Son of a Tech was talking about it, a while ago, kind of actually. And, he also brought to light Caspa. Everyone who was talking about Caspa was really big into at start. And he was actually saying this may be the next best thing for GPUs after Caspa. So, he has high hopes for this. I heard about this coin about, I don't even know, 3 or 4 months ago, a while back. Some of the large pools were talking about it, and I just caught wind of it from them and stuff. And I didn't really. So the main reason why I'm kind of focusing on it right now isn't because it's just some new coin coming out. It's more like all the big people are actually talking about this coin. So that's what kind of piqued my interest in this. Usually we don't hear all the major players. Like we got hero miners and stuff now trying to have their pool up ready to roll before mainnet even hits. Like we're getting some, large pools, people talking about this coin. So it's going to be interesting. Again, just like any new coin, we don't know what's going to happen. We got to treat this thing. It has to prove itself to us. We have no idea what's going to happen with this coin and so on. Now, what do we got for question? Does it run on AMD GPUs? I'm not sure. Can you mine a lithium on AMD? I like I said, I've never really mined a lithium, so I never tried AMD. I only have a select few, 5700, 5600 XT, so I haven't really tried them, but they might work. But let's look at a few things. So we kind of touched up on a little bit here, like the fact that it's a privacy coin. Now this part is interesting here. Where is it? Borderless, decentralized, and built for everyone. Now, this is a great headline, but I don't feel it's 100% true. So privacy should be a right. Ironfish's simplicity gives everyone that right. Confidentially shouldn't be reserved for the powerful or technologically gifted, which means you shouldn't have to be a freaking dev to be able to run it. And obviously you shouldn't have massive hash power in order to be the only one profitable. Anyone can create a wallet and run their own node. Now this isn't entirely true. I found out this was one of the, it's a fairly easy node to set up, but it's definitely takes a little more work, especially if you want to mine to it than any of the other nodes I have put together, like with Dero, XMR, and so on. So there is more to this. So it's not really as easy as they're saying. There's a lot more stuff that has to be done here. So, while it's still relatively an easy process, it's not as easy as I believe this statement makes it out to be. And currently there is only the CLI wallet, which does require you to run that node to get your wallet. Now, people have been asking me, maybe that you guys are one of them. Do I need to run my node if I want to mine with hero miners? No, you do not need to keep your node online. That is only to get your wallet address, but you will have to have it always fully synced. So if you go to sell your coins or something, you're going to have to sync up your node in order to send coins. So example, block height 100 we're on, right? And you're mining away, your node is off. You're getting all rewards. And then finally, you check in the week, we're at block 5,000 or something. Like, that's just rough numbers from 105,000. It's not going to go that many in that short amount of time frame, but you're getting your rewards from then. So until you get to at least block 5,000 on your node, you're not going to see all the rewards because you have to download that blockchain to get the information on your node to your wallet. And then you are going to want to be in full sync in order to send coins to an exchange and stuff, because you don't want to be like halfway through a node. That's like being, say Bitcoin first started and you've been mining since it first started to right now. You just start your node right now. Say you're only on block height 10. You're just seeing what happened upwards from block 1 to 10. The past 3 years are a blur. They're not even downloaded onto your node yet. So that's kind of what's going on here and why you are going to need it, full sync in order to transact with everything. Dan Rugs Fiat, thank you for being a member for 4 months. I rug Dero, still mining Doge W. Sounds like I haven't tried it again, but I'm still seeing that the iPolos are still not working on Doge W. So no, I do not have my iPolos on Doge W yet until I, get confirmation that's working. So right now, no, I'm not on Doge W again. But I do want to try it because we don't know what's going to pump, what's not. Meme coins have done crazy things in the past. So we're all here full of hope here. But yeah, so that's going on with that. So let's kind of run through my node, I guess, a little bit. So I got this right here. Let's open it up. Go into full screen. Here you can see I have some things running. Some of you guys may know what this is. And so right here, I have 2 PowerShells open right now. Here's my node PowerShell. This is the node running. And this one here, you actually have to start a pool in order for it to begin. You don't just fire up your node and start mining to it. You then have to put in the commands to get the pool fired up. And these are all the work parameters for my pool. Now scrolling up, we can kind of see if we hit some blocks or not. I did hit one this morning to confirm it's working and went to my wallet. Here's another one. So it looks like, here we go. Submitted block found right here. See block, just jumped to my for the latest one. Submitted successfully. So now we're going to check our wallet balance here. So we'll just run through this right quick. I'm going to Windows PowerShell, right click, run as an administrator. I always run this as admin. I'm assuming you're going to have to. So now I have my third window open of a Windows PowerShell. And now I'm going to check my wallet balance. So let's just bring my keyboard, other one up here. And, you know, there's no information on how this is all working. So, like, I apologize. I didn't have a video today, but I've been spending the last day and some figuring out all the parameters here. And you have to go through everything individually. Here's one. I'll just show you an idea. So let's go to Iron for an example. We're going to go Ironfish. This is the default command that will show you everything. So I put in Ironfish right now. Here's all the commands that show up. You can see we have miners and peers and all sorts of other stuff. So let's just go for an example. I want to look at my wallet. So we're going to go to Ironfish space wallet. Now, that's not the full command to check anything. That's not checking my wallet. That'll give me all the commands just for your wallet. Now, I want to see my Ironfish wallet address, or I mean balance. So I'm going to put Ironfish. I'm just going to put this back in because I already know what the commands are myself. But I'm going to go to Ironfish wallet. Now we're going to go to semicolon, and I'm going to put in balance. And this is how, like, every CLI wallet is a little bit different. This is how this one works, but this is the only wallet they currently have. So I'm going to put in my balance now, and it's going to pop up, and we're going to see if we have any Ironfish. So you can see I have 100 Ironfish right now. There's 100 Ironfish, so that means I did hit 5 blocks. It's 20 iron per block, so I've hit 5 blocks in the past couple hours now. That's awesome. Now, this is only testnet coins, which means it's all going to be burnt. I wasn't in on the early phase 1 and phase 2 and stuff of the testnet, so I'm not part of any airdrop. I should have maybe looked in to check it out, but I didn't. So everything right now is just testing. So I'm using this time to figure out how these nodes work, how to get my rig set up. That way, when mainnet hits, I am ready to go and I can just engage instead of waiting for mainnet to hit and then trying to figure all this stuff out afterwards. And then as that happens, hash rate keeps increasing more and more and more, and you're potentially losing a lot more iron because of the difficulty increase. So I want to be ready to go by mainnet to see what happens. So that's part of, you know, some of the pools are really upset about this because they wanted to get ready to go ASAP to obviously grab that hash rate. But now with the delay, it's giving more pools time to set up and be ready. So that kind of sucks on the people that, you know, weren't ready in time and then this delay. But it does sound like they had an error that was due to the minting process. That's what they let me know in an email, and that's what's kind of going on here. So now let's look at some other type of commands here. So let's go back to Ironfish. Pump up Ironfish here. Boom. Now, we want to look now how to actually run your node to be able to mine. You have to use miner. So I'll show you this. So we're going to bring up again Ironfish here. That's just by simply hitting the up arrow. Now I'm going to go to miners. We're going to click on miners here. You're going to engage it. Now you can see the different commands just for your miner config. So here we have miners pools, start pool, miners start, and it just shows you miners start and what is that? Subscribe for new blocks and stuff. And to check your status and stuff, I'm just going to go up to here, miners. I think it's then pools. And then I want to actually go to status. Like you can see, like I'm showing you, it'll bring up everyone. I kind of know what the commands are right now, but I just want to look at the status of my pool for an example. So when I hit this, it should bring it up. And here you can see I got 5 miners. It counts the total times you connected. So I connected to my pool 5 different times. I got a hash rate of 24.04 gigahash on my pool. Pending shares, clients here, and I have 4 bans. Now, the 4 bans is because if you use your worker name on after your address, Windows or Hive OS, it'll ban you because it's an improper address. So you actually have to remove your worker name from your workers in order to connect to the pool. Now, in Hive OS, you're going to have to, it won't run SRBMiner. You're going to actually have to use your worker name in your password field, and then it will connect. So, you know, I've been playing around with this for a while now. I've kind of got this stuff figured out, but it's a lot of fun to do. And I will have a full how to mine and set up your pool and stuff if you want to solo mine and stuff yourself. But I figured we just go through some quick basics right now on how this node is actually functioning. So hopefully, you know, that quick little bit I showed you may have helped you out or not. But remember, this is all testnet. everything is going to be burnt. I'm going to be shutting my rigs off because I can see now that my node is actually working the way it should be. So I'm good. I'm happy with that. No need to continue on with, I guess, wasting power for nothing. It's not using that much. It's very efficient, but we don't know. And I don't know what exchanges it's going to be on or anything, but it's a new coin. It's coming. We're getting ready. And, you know, goes to the moon. Maybe it doesn't. We have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, what else do we got going on in the live chat? I guess we can end this poll right now. Let's see where it ended up at. Final results on everything. We got 41% saying no, 34% saying yes, and Ironfish, question mark, 23%. So it's going to be interesting. We should run that poll again. And someone remember these numbers or something. But we should run this poll again, you know, maybe a month after mainnet and see, you know, what people are saying, if they're on Ironfish or not. Yeah. Does your previous Ironfish video go through how to set up your node in Windows? Yes, it's a Windows node setup video when I did it. It's how to mine. It's how to get your wallet address and so on. Now, it's something I should have mentioned. Now, if you are currently on the testnet, you are, I'm debating what to do when mainnet hits. If I should just run a new node from scratch or just import it. You know, there's two ways about it. Now, in there, you're going to have to put in Ironfish space wallet semicolon export. That's going to give you your private keys to export your wallet. You can also, instead of using the export command, use your mnemonic command, -- mnemonic. That'll give you the seed phrase. Now, like right now, I said SLI wallet is the only way you can have a wallet for it currently, but they are working on GUIs and web wallets. And that seed phrase for the future will then be able to, you know, import your wallet into those GUIs and web wallets later on down the road once they come in. There's 3 different ways you can export your wallet. One is through a JSON, one is through the mnemonic, and one is your private spending key. To import it on mainnet, you can take your wallet, conversion it right over. Everything's going to be wiped clean. You're going to start at block 0, and we're going to have to update our nodes and everything, obviously, as well. And then we're going to use that wallet command there, the Ironfish wallet semicolon import, and we're going to have to paste that private spending key to import our testnet wallets to mainnet, or you can just straight up start a brand new node and start from scratch, which is might be what I might just do instead of importing my wallet and whatever. I'll just start fresh from the mainnet. Maybe we'll see, but I don't know. I'm just wanting to run through, you know, some quick questions that a lot of people had. Hopefully, some of the people that's had those questions see maybe this stream later on or something and answers it. I don't know. We'll see. Ironfish to the moon. Yeah, let's go coinology. Let's do this. All right, let's touch up on some of the Dero action. There's been a lot of questions now floating around about Dero. What the heck is going on? The honest answer I have for you right now is I don't really know, and nobody knows. But there's a lot of speculations and things floating around. A couple things we do know is the chain had a fork, and not just one. There might be 2 or 3 forks out there now. So the blockchain fork. So originally you have your seed nodes, and that's from Captains. He's the head dev. He's leading the way, the Dero charge. He's been working on it for 5 years, this coin. This is his baby. But Captain also disappeared the day before all this started happening. We haven't heard from him. We don't know if he's working his arse off in the background. Last time there's kind of some issues like this a few months back. We didn't hear from him either. And he was just pretty much like, hey, you know, screw Discord. I'm fixing this. You'll hear from me when I'm back. And all of a sudden he came out of nowhere, said, I fixed it. Here you go, guys. Get the new version, yada, yada. And you know, hopefully that's what's going on now. And there's some major issues. We just don't know. But we haven't heard from Captain now for like 4 days since this happened. Hopefully he's just out there working on it. But there, you know, it's been a while since it's been radio silence. We don't know what's going on. Now, a bunch of things have been happening. As we know, I don't even know where to start with this. So let's just start with this one, maybe. Let's start with this. You may have heard about this, you may have not. CrowdStrike discovers first ever Dero cryptojacking campaign targeting Kubernetes, or I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. We're not going to run through this article, but a quick sum up of this entire thing is this happened with Raptorium early when it was very profitable and stuff as well, when the price was spiking and, you know, not much net hash rate was on the network. But this is cryptojacking. We know this is we also know this as, you know, botnets. XMR is full of botnets and everything. It sounds like a lot of these botnets now are reconfiguring, moving on to Dero because the profitability was so high. It's easy to liquidate. It's just a great coin. So botnets have been moving away, and we kind of, you know, a lot of community have been speculating for a while now that, there's one address that has like 70% of the hash rate or something, right? And it's slowly been gathering, goes on, it goes off. Is this a huge epic farm? Because there have been some epic farms. I've been talking to them. One guy, himself he does have like a big hosting server, and he puts half of that onto Dero, and he has like, I don't even know, over 2,000 epics. Like, it's a massive amount. He has like 100 mega hash or something. It's awesome. But that somebody has like over 200 mega hash at times, 200 to 300 mega hash. So they're thinking it's this botnet over time has been building up his hash rate, and now eventually he may have attacked the network and caused a chain split. So now there's at least 2 chains going on right now. And we got the mining pools. We also got the seed nodes. Now it looks like there's a long chain and a short chain. Now a long chain is just the one that's farther ahead in blocks found. And then the short chain is, shorter. Now it looks like the seed nodes and stuff are part of the shortest chain. The seed nodes is the base of Dero. That's Captain's own nodes and stuff like that, which gives the platform of the base. That's where the wallets and exchanges and stuff are kind of reading as well. And the long chain, which is, we don't know if it's the main chain or not, but it's on its own thing. That's what the pools and everything are on as well. My pool and my community pools and everything are on the long chain, but the payouts are going out, but you're not seeing them potentially in your wallets because your wallets are still connected to the seed nodes and the short chain. So they're on 2 different chains, so they can't read to each other. You can adjust your Ngram wallet to the long chain by putting in, a seed node of one of the pools or something, and you will see your payouts and stuff. But in the end, we don't know where the main chain is going to sit. It looks like a bunch of the Dero community is, the foundation is trying to get together, trying to figure out what exactly happened, where it happened, and what to do. Are they going to move back to the seed phrases, which would mean a rollback across everyone on the long chain, which is kind of what we talked about with Ironfish, with syncing your node. Everything past the X amount of blocks when this happened will be wiped clean, and they'll go back to the short chain on the seed nodes, and then they'll continue on from there. So, or they can go vice versa. Everyone that was mining on the short chain will end up moving over to the long chain if they keep that and put the seed nodes over there and sync it all up. And then everything that's on the long chains and pools will remain as is. And then obviously all the seed nodes were on the wrong chain, and everyone mining on the short chain will have to move over and lose their stuff from there. So it's going to be a huge mess no matter what happens. We don't know. Now, if the long chain is is the reason of the attack, which is also the speculation here, if the long chain is part of the attack and it benefits the attacker, I am 100% for going back to the short chain, because we don't want just, send a message where, you attack the network just because this is farther ahead, but now this guy benefits so much from it because he slammed on even more hash rate when there's even less hash rate between the split of the 2 sections. Then this guy benefits getting a lot more Dero and everything because of it. So yeah, if this is the result of the attack and the short or the long chain is the bad chain because of it, I am 100% for going back to the short chain, and then we'll just go from there, because we can't let hackers and attackers get away with this type of stuff. So far it looks like Dero may have witnessed an attack, caused a chain split, and they're trying to figure out what the heck the proper chain is and where to revert to and where to cause the fix. So that's kind of what's going on, if you guys understand everything that's going on. But right now it's pretty crazy. We don't know. Right now, there's, like I said, there's 2 or 3, maybe even 4 chains right now. Don't know which one you're mining on. You don't know which one your node may be on when you're syncing, which one it'll take off with. So we're pretty much gambling where we're mining right now in hopes that, that'll be the chain that deems to be the proper one. So yeah, crazy stuff happening right now in the Dero world. We don't know. CC, me no food since Dero chain split, hungry me. Yeah, I know, I'm in the same boat. Like, I can't send. Now, that's another interesting thing. I have no idea what you saw the Bitcoin pump the other day, and Dero went up like 12% or something. Who's buying and selling it? Like, is it just like, that makes me wonder in crypto in general, is money actually flowing in and out of coins when these things are happening? Or is Bitcoin inflation increase just causes coins to naturally go up and down without even volume happening? I don't know. That made me wonder, like, because we see in exchanges are kind of closed down. They're resyncing their wallets. They're trying to get it going. You can probably buy and sell, but now you don't know which one it's going on. But Dero's seen big price increases. Dero sees it coming down. So that led me to a whole nother rabbit hole where I'm like, what happens with crypto? Is there just artificial inflations in general, regardless of the volume when moving? Now I know that seems way far-fetched and way out there. Obviously, we need buy and selling and we need this, but I just don't understand what's happening. I've seen huge increase in Dero price and decrease as well when Bitcoin went up and now it's dropping. And we technically can't really buy or sell it right now. So I'm interested on this whole thing. Artificial volume is very real. Yeah, I get that, but it just makes me wonder, like, we could pump it, like, I don't even know, like the biggest scam coin in the world could literally pump because Bitcoin's going up and no one's even buying it. That's the interest. That's the part I'm kind of, looking at right now. Like, a small coin with nothing could see big gains just from an artificial crypto inflation on its own. I don't know how this works. It's blowing my mind right now. But yeah, anyway. Banks RIP, Bitcoin, safe rare. That's very cool. As you know, the past couple days, actually Monday, there's that massive bank run happening. What happened? Yeah, banks going under. I believe there's 2 or 3 banks that are in some big trouble right now. People are pulling out their money. And where are they putting it? Well, obviously not everyone's putting it into Bitcoin, but a lot was going into Bitcoin. Now, obviously we had a lot more world crypto adoption. We're only at like 5 or 6%. Think about it. 5 or 6% of the world holds Bitcoin. Imagine if we were at like 20%. We would have seen a huge influx into Bitcoin. But again, we're very early. And this is something I was thinking about earlier today, and it's very interesting. Now, I don't know, depending on your age, I grew up with, Nintendo, the first Nintendo and stuff like that when I was a small kid. And then, gaming started doing that. And you started talking, oh, gaming's bad. You're never going to make money off gaming. You're never going to do the, that type of operation. Remember that talk, depending on your age, getting it from your parents or something. And now look at us. Gaming is a massive billion-dollar industry. So we just got to think about it. Seriously, the natural evolution of crypto and stuff in general through generations. So gaming, that was 80 stuff. Now Bitcoin and stuff was around 2000s, when it first started. It didn't really start gaining any adoption and stuff till really 2013 gained some, but the major ones were probably around 2017. So let's picture 30 years. So let's go 2040, 2050. In theory, those will be the years that the gaming industry took to get to where it is now. Imagine Bitcoin and crypto from 2017, because that's when people really started, hearing about it and stuff. So I'm going to go with that date, even though it came out quite a few earlier. So generation gaps, both 30 or 40 years from 2017. Imagine the adoption and stuff then. That's pretty huge to think about just by looking at something like the gaming industry and how negatively it was at that point and how huge it is now. And that's just for gaming. Now we're talking about an entire money system. That's pretty crazy to think about. It's blowing my mind how huge and and we see it happening every crypto cycle. Every 4 years, it gets bigger and bigger, and it's huge each time over the previous one. 2013 to 2017 was what, 1,100 Bitcoin to 17,000. And then 2017 to 2021 was 17,000 to like 60 some, 70,000. What's 2025? 70 to 140, 150. Some people are saying 200,000. It's going to be insane. So just imagine, we are definitely going to see $1 million Bitcoin and probably, another 3 or 4 cycles easily. So it's going to be crazy. Just like I said, 20, 30 years from 2017 is going to be insane when it comes to crypto. Just from the generations growing up with it, alone. That's my 2 cents. You guys kind of agree with me on that? I just thought about that this morning. Out of nowhere, it just popped in my head. I'm like, that's a interesting concept, but I don't know. I had games on cassette tapes. Those were the times. Crazy. Bitcoin is the GOAT. Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Budweiser is not bad. Artificial volume is very real. Do we have any questions? Anything going out there? I also fork. Oh, Dan Ruggs Fiat also forks. He forks. Ironfish to the moon. Is there a prediction price on a release next month for Iron? I have no idea what the price is going to be at all. Zero. I don't know what exchanges is going to be on. I have no information regarding exchanges, what the price could be. Turning around back to the, when I first started, someone asked, is Ironfish the one with the X16 and X8 slots? No, that That sounds like it's majority of the proof of work in general. Well, actually, that's more like the flux. According to latest flux specs and stuff, that's the flux proof of useful work specs. You're going to need all those things. I imagine that's what you're going to need for render token once, you know, it becomes fully able for everyone to get into, I guess. I don't know. And then what is it? We have a Leo coming out. I still don't know the full specs, but that most likely is going to need it as well. We still have the weird thing there of Dynex. We don't know what's going on with Dynex. You know, it's supposed to be proof of useful work, but it's doing it on times one. It's doing it very efficiently. They claim they're doing stuff, but you know, we still have no idea. But there's a lot more people talking about Dynex. Everybody's talking about Dynex these days. It's crazy. It's inflating, and it is still one of the most profitable things that you can point your GPU on. That looks like Nexa, you know, market's up, market's down. It's always going to, but most of the time, and especially with the AMD release on Dynex is just rocking the charts. We see some Caspa popping up now, so that's cool. But yeah, it's clearly the winner still for majority of the GPUs in terms of profitability. Now remember, there's a lot of things going on. We don't know, like, you know, a lot of people, it's scam coin. It's not a scam coin. We don't know if it's scam coin. It's closed source. Yes, we believe it is all these things, but we're not downloading a hardware wallet. That's a good thing to start with. We're not downloading anything on our computer. RabidMiner now supports it. We've been using RabidMiner forever. That's for, you're not downloading anything malicious. It's a web wallet, so maybe it gets hacked or something. We have no idea. It's profitable. So what do? You mine it, get the most for your hardware. And if you don't believe in the coin or anything, it's as simple as swapping it to Flux, swapping it to Caspa, swapping it to Raptorium, swapping it to Bitcoin, swap it to whatever the heck you want. It doesn't mean you have to hodl the crap out of it. You know, obviously if it pumps, that would suck, but you know, we're not downloading anything bad onto our networks or computers, and we are mining something that's actually paying us the most for our hardware. So that's what I see in Dynex is profit. We see dollar signs, we see money, and then we just, you know, swap it to whatever we want. So, you know, to me, you know, that's a win-win situation. They can rug pull all they want. If I already cashed in and converted it to Bitcoin or something else, I have no losses. Have you checked Chinnet? I have not. Oh, we looked at that a while ago. I can't remember what we figured out. It looked good at first and turned out not to be that great or something in terms of profitability. But you know, things may have changed, and I'd have to go through all my sheets again and figure it out, and yeah, all that stuff. I can't remember the full thing, but you know, I'll keep it. I have it written down, and I do relay over previous coins every once in a while because you know I like to keep profitability up. That's what I do. That's the reason I mine crypto. I do use crypto pretty much daily for everything, for groceries, for hardware, for paying the power, paying the mortgage. Like all these things come out of my crypto mining operation. I don't mine crypto to go to the moon. Obviously, I wish I could, but I can't afford it. If I'd have like, I'd have to quit everything and then just, you know, mine. That's it. Nothing else. I wouldn't be able to YouTube or anything if, you know, if I solely relied on that, and I'd have to, you know, obviously go back to work, go back to the rigs, be gone for 12 to 14 hour shifts, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, sometimes 21 days on, 3 days off. I would have no time to make any video for anybody. So this is the way I choose. I get to be home. I do got to use all my crypto, but you know what, to me, I have fun. I'm mining. I love it. I'm mining for daily sustainability. I'm not mining to drive Lambos and stuff, you know, every 4 years or whatever. So that's the reason why I'm mining everything. You think Ironfish will have FPGAs and ASICs later in its life? It's possibility. I guess it depends on Blake 3. Now, when I didn't realize Blake 3 when I first looked at it. I saw Blake 3 algorithms, like, oh, that sounds a lot like Blake 3S and stuff. Like that's what its handshake and stuff is on, isn't it? Like it's very close. But then, you know, I saw it's Blake 3, not one of the other ones. It's a very efficient GPU algorithm. You know, that's just like Caspa. That's like what's that other coin? I guess Ergo as well, and something else. So, you know, there is the possibility that we could see FPGAs and stuff on it. And that's another thing in the white paper of Ironfish. It did dictate that the algorithm could switch at any time. So that's another big one up in the air. Ironfish is currently GPU. I haven't tried it with my CPU, but you know, I'm like I said, I'm rocking like a 3080 is like 3.6 gigahash, 3.8 gigahash or something. Is that like, I don't even know, 80 watts, 90 watts. Crazy efficiently. Lambo's BS, rent and food in first place. The rest is irrelevant. Yeah, pretty much. So that's what I mean. I get to be home with my family, make YouTube videos for you guys, learn more and more about crypto all the time, and I can sustainably live, you know, off my crypto mining and stuff. So that's awesome. Like, who would have thought 2023 we can literally, I guess we have our own money machines. Literally, that's what it is. Some people, you know, a lot of people don't look at it like that. They look at 2025, next bull run. That's it. I'm cashing everything out and I'm going to be rich and buy Lambos and mansions. No. You know, that's just once every 4 years, the hoping. What if it doesn't hit? A lot of coins might not even hit their all-time high. You got to realize that too. Bitcoin, yes, all the coins are going to go up, but we've seen Ergo 2017 didn't really see it went up like $20. Ergo went $20 higher in 2021 than it did in 2017. So, or 2018, whenever its last all-time high was previously. Like, some coins will not hit their all-time highs. What if there's a huge run on KDA right now, but it has not been performing very well? What if it previously hit 23? What if in 2025, you know, Bitcoin's at 140K, but what if it's only at like $20? $20 is still awesome, but, you know, we're hoping for at least an all-time high, or, you know, we're hoping for higher, but there's a possibility that might not even happen. So, you know what? Use these pumps, maybe take some profits, maybe buy in on these dips again and stuff like that. This is 2023. Again, I feel it's the year of sideways. We're going to see some pumps. They're just going to drop again. We're going to go up. We're going to go down. We're going to go up. We're going to go down. Big swings. You're the trader. Use it to your advantage. We're going to see a lot bigger swings. I really think we're going to see a big pump sometime this year. Not bull run pump, but we're in 2023. We're not in a bull run. We will see a big pump though. It's probably within the next 5 months, towards the end of the year maybe. But, you know, it's going to drop back down again. But next year, we're going to start gaining the actual momentum. Second half of next year, 2024, that's when the momentum slowly climbing up will begin, I feel. Yeah, KDA it's getting heavy sell pressure for sure. The KA3, they were awesome. You first see them when they first came out. Look at the profitability, $60 a day. I believe they're down to like $11 a day now. That's crazy to think about. Yeah, Cadena didn't really drop that much. Yes, Cadena's down, up, you know, $1 something, but it was $60 a day when it was at like $1 something. We're still at $1 something, and it's like $11 a day. So obviously we need some pumps. But the KA3s, they changed the Cadena network. They did make it more centralized. Whether you believe it or not, you got to think about it. We used to have all these home miners. We got the KD boxes, the KD Box Pros. Now we got the KD2s, and really none of these miners are profitable anymore, unless you have very, very cheap power. But it's causing more miners and wallet addresses to go offline due to the fact that all these KA3s. So now you have you have more hash rate, but less miners mining, which means now you have a select few with all the hash rate, resulting in, when they want to cash out, less wallets with more Cadena in them instead of having a more decentralized. So this really is a hurt to the network unless everyone, you know, gets out there and is able to do this, unless Bitmain ends up dropping mini KD miners with the same efficiency as the KA3s, or maybe Gold Shell somehow figures out how to do it. Now sounds like it comes more down to Silicon Lottery, where Bitmain buys up all the best memories and everything they can for their ASICs, and then no one else really has a chance to get the best hardware because Bitmain bought it all, because they're rich. They're the big dogs. They get their orders in first. They pay a premium. They get them. They sell their miners. Those are the ones you want. Now you have Gold Shell picking up scraps, like picking silicon out of the dumpsters, trying to make their miners the best they can, but they can't compete against the best chips because there's none left. So that's why we're not seeing the efficiencies on the latest little box miners. So, you know, Bitmain is really a centralized entity that's wiping the market with everyone else, and no one can do anything about it because they buy everything. So yeah. Duke Nukem, have them buy one coin each and forget about it. At 306, 80K for one block per 1 day. What about long-term return of Raptorium? Prices falling. I feel Raptorium is going to see. Now, you don't have to take my word. Like, obviously, do your own research and stuff. But Raptorium is, I feel, is going to be doing some great things. I feel there's going to be a nice price. There's going to be some price discovery happening. Let's just say that way, because they have some big things coming with their futures trading. They got, I don't know, they're built. Just I don't know how to picture Ethereum on Raptorium, but faster and cheaper. That's probably the best way to sum it up. And you're going to have a lot more people with the capabilities of building on top of Raptorium due to the fact that it's in a common language that more people know. You don't need to be a special dev to learn a certain code to build on certain things like Ethereum or Flux and things like that. It's being built with a common code to allow more developers, whoever want to build dApps and DeFis and other networks within Raptorium on it. So, that's a pretty cool thing. I just got an Atom Miner ARM01. Have you tried one? I am setting up but have some issues. No, I don't have anything like no type of Atom miners or nothing like that. I don't know what to mine with CPUs now when Dero is down. I know that's a tough one. I'm up in the air. I'm trying to go all over the place. I'm like, do I like, I can go to Raptorium. Raptorium is profitable. XMR is actually kind of profitable realistically as well. You know what? Let's just jump to the CPU mining calculator and see what's going on. Crypto mining, CPU mining calculator. Let's see what it's looking like in the current market. I was thinking, well, might use this time to update my Yada coin node again and maybe get a few more coins of that. See if we get another pump. It's been seeing some nice pumps over the past little bit. I just wish they'd get a better exchange again ever since all that XBitron stuff. I'm going to put Dero back to where it is. But again, it's way up in the air on what's the Dero chain. Obviously, Dero is the top spot. We got Panda Knight here. Looks like we got Panda Knight, which used to be, what was that? Bamboo coin. Bamboo looks like it's sitting not too shabby. Bitorium is having an error. That might be one. Or Raptorium's at an error too. What's going on? What's happening here? Pulsar's at 6. Monero's making 5 cents after power. If you have cheaper power and 11 cents per kilowatt hour, it's making more. I like to go. I like when times like this. I do like to try my solo mining thing on XMR. So I might go into solo mine some XMR and hopefully I can smash out some blocks. I use times like this or great difficulty increases, like we talked about that botnet hitting Dero. When those hash rate spikes happen, I do swap over to XMR and do a little solo mining, and I've hit a block or two in my time. But I don't know, it's fun, but it's not a consistent thing to do in order to cover the power bill. That's for sure. Solo blocks are currently more exciting than pool shares for sure. Solo blocks are awesome. You see that solo block? It's like, whoa, that just happened. Awesome. Then you got to calculate how long did it take me to find it? How much would I have made beforehand? And is it worth it? It's like, oh my gosh. But no, usually most of the blocks I found, it has been, I found one XMR block in 4 freaking hours. Imagine that. That was awesome. I turned it on. And then before I went to bed, I checked it. I was like, oh my gosh, I hit a block. Sweet. And then, then it took me like 4 days, 5 days to hit another one. But, in theory, mining to a pool, it would take me, based on the whole profitability thing on percentages and yada, yada hash rate, to mine 0.6 XMR relevant on a pool would take me about 12 to 14 days. So finding a block before, I guess, 12 to 14 days would in theory be all bonus. 4 hours was awesome. 5 days, awesome. But yeah. Pulsar to BTC seems to be the best payout on Pulsar now. That's awesome. You also have that Pulsar staking thing, remember. You can stake your Pulsar, and if Pulsar pumps, that's great. But yeah. Looking forward to, you prefer 2 3900X or 17950 for the same price? For the same price. Oh, that's a tough one. Now it depends. It depends on your overall goals. Now you would get a little more hash rate out of 2 of the 3900Xs. So maybe I go with the 2 3900Xs first just to get a little more hash rate. You make a little more, and then start expanding from there. Now, if you already have a bunch and you kind of have your farm going and you're looking on to maybe your 6th, 7th, 8th rig or whatever, then I might start moving towards the 7,000 series if they're the same price, because then they are more efficient, and that's the main reason. They're more efficient. They're a nice boost in hash rate. It's a little more density that you can get into you. Now it's weird because with GPUs, when you think about density, you think about inefficiencies, but because of the larger GPUs and stuff. But with CPUs, the density also reverts in higher efficiencies as well. Just like with the epics, in theory, they are less per watt per thread being used and stuff because they're geared for that. So, denser hardware results in you can get larger farms on the same amount of power because of the efficiencies and so on. But, they result into more money for less and so on. But that's the route I would probably go. If you're small, just starting off, I'd probably go with the double 3900X and stuff. But once you start building out, maybe 6+ rigs, then start looking into the more efficient ones for the hardware. That's one thing I know. My first had only just a couple of rigs. Obviously we had Ethereum around, and I didn't really care too much how much power my CPUs really used. But then, Ethereum's gone, and you start adding up hardware, your power bill starts gaining up too. Now, you were just talking about daily profit. Yeah, it's stacking up. But that power bill stacks up as well. You really got to start watching. So instead of I used to do a lot more spec mining previously, but now because I'm gearing towards, obviously, if I have to pay higher on my power bill and I didn't make as much, that's coming out of my daily profits that I get to spend on doing cool stuff like going to a movie or something with the little one. So it starts to matter a lot more. I want my power bill as low as possible, and I want my profits as high as possible. So that's why I do move to efficiencies and highest hash to watt ratios and look and mine whatever's most profitable. I don't care. I'm not for a project. I know that might be a bad thing to say. I'm for the mining side of the whole thing. I don't care what the project is doing. Flux could go to the moon. They could be awesome. They could pump like crazy. And, they're an amazing project. They're trying to do great, amazing things. But I don't care what they're doing right now. I just care about what's paying me. And they're not paying me any money for my hardware. That's why I'm on Dynex and other coins. They may be a scam. I don't care. They're paying me. This scammer can pay me all he wants. I'm taking his money. I'm selling it and putting it in something else. I'm not holding my crap with them. I'm still going somewhere else. So that's what I want what gives me the most for my hardware, not what it could do in the future, if that makes sense. Or is the 7800X3D going to be the new mining CPU? No, I do not. The X3Ds, I haven't tried one, but if they're like the 5800X3Ds, they're not a mining CPU. They're a gaming CPU. Let the gamers have them. Don't mine with them. I think you lose a little bit of hash rate compared to the other ones. I don't even know if you can overclock them, but with the 5800X3D, like the biggest thing with them is obviously the high L3 cache. Now, the L3 cache, think of it like a DAG file. That's kind of how I like to point it out to people. Like, say you have a 16 gigabyte AMD GPU, but your DAG file size that you're trying to load is only 2 gigabytes or, 8 gigabytes or 6 or whatever. Now you have all that extra cache on there that's not doing anything. That's all the L3 cache does. XMR, Ghost Rider, and all those. The reason the Ryzens are so good is because they have enough on most of CPUs to cover the 2 megabytes per thread. Now, they do not cover the full amount on like Haven, for example. You need 4 megabytes, but that's where the 5800X3D did make up for it. It had enough to cover all that. But they did have to remove some L2 cache and stuff to increase that L3 V cache. So what happened between the 5800X3D and like the 3900 and 5900X is they're all still running 16 threads on Haven, only utilizing half of the CPU on a 3950X because it didn't have enough L3 cache, but you're actually getting more hash rate per thread on the 3900, 3950X, same thing with the 5000 series, more than the 5800X3D, even though the X3D was using the full CPU of the 16 threads because it had the Vcache to do it, but it was performing less per thread than the other Ryzen CPUs. So hopefully that kind of makes a little bit of sense there for you guys. What's the average power usage for CPU mining? Now that's a question that's way out there. There's so many factors that determine the power consumption on CPU mining. It's not like a GPU where, you know, you get a 3070, and most 3070s, depending on the brand, they're pretty close to the same power consumptions. Now in CPU mining, your motherboard will have a different power. So you have B550, X470s, X570s, and so on. X570s are the big gaming ones with the higher overclocking. The motherboard in general will just use more power as well. So it depends on the motherboard you're using. It depends on the RAM you're using. It depends on how many sticks of RAM you're using. One stick of RAM alone uses like 3 or 4 watts, I believe. That's why we only run single sticks on something, because now you start adding 2 sticks of RAM on algorithms that don't need it. Like XMR does need it, and then lower latency CL14s and stuff like that perform better per hash and stuff than CL16s and 18s. For XMR and those types of algorithms. So then you run them in dual channel and that, but then you go to Ghost Rider or Dero or something. Now you're only using single sticks of RAM. You're not applying any XRP profiles or anything because it doesn't do anything at all for those algorithms. So let's just take for an example. You have 30 rigs, right? Here's just a quick thing. So you have 30 rigs, 2 sticks of RAM. And then you move to Dero. Now you have 30 rigs using 3 watts each that don't need it. That's 90 watts of unnecessarily just from having the RAM stick installed into your computer, depending. I'm just using my farm for an example. So now you take that RAM stick off, and now I just saved 90 watts at the wall for my CPU farm running 1 stick on every CPU. If I want to go to XMR, then I got to put them all back in just to, you know, maintain, you know, top-notch efficiencies and hash to watt ratios on sticks of RAM and so on. Then you got your XRP profiles versus non-XRP profiles. To break it all down, you know, I did the test, CL14 RAM, 2 sticks, XMR, running 3.6, which is the base clock at about 0.95 to 1 volt, depending how you can get it stable, silicon lottery and everything. You'll be about 109 watts full system. That's motherboard, 2 sticks of RAM, non-XMP profile, 109 watts at the wall with a 3900X, about 11,600 to about 12,400 hashes. Now, if you were to take that same rig, now you put on XRP profile, which overclocking your RAM, get it to that full 3200, and then you crank it up. Some people like to run 4.1 gigahash. You start to hit like 1.25 volts and stuff. Some put, you know, 4.3 and so on. Now you went from, say, you know, 11,600 to 12,400, upwards to around 15,300, I think is what I got on mine, 3900X. But that was using like 240 watts or something. So we over doubled our power consumption for only like 2,000 hashes, 2 kilohash. That is way not worth it. But if you had cheap power, you might not care. So CPU mining definitely varies on how you're running your system to understand how the power comes down to the motherboard. It comes down to the RAM. It comes down to how many sticks you're using. So these are all variables that you have to realize. A lot of people just say, oh, my CPU is only using 60 watts. Well, they're looking at freaking this. You know, you come in the Ryzen Master, you can see idle power. I'm at 16 watts right now, idle power doing nothing. Well, you still have your entire motherboard to account for. You have your RAM, you have your power supply. All these other things take power too. That's why I look at full system power. How much am I getting charged to run this rig? Not how much is my CPU only using in some software. So that's how I look at it. Anyway, that makes sense to answer triple X is average power for the CPUs. That kind of makes sense. I know it was just a quick question. What's the average power? So I guess I can say XMR about 109 watts. You know what? I have all that in my CPU calculator. Actually, here it is right here. You can see these are all based on my numbers. So Random X, we have 110 watts here, 12.6. Minotaur X is 100 watts. Ghost Rider is about 90 watts average. Actually, I think it was actually 86 or something. Crypto Haven, 90 watts, 90 watts, 90, 90, 97, 97, 95, 97. So I guess, you know, here is my average system. That's what I did use my numbers in the calculations based on mine. But remember, I don't run above that base clock, and I keep my voltages to the lowest voltage I can to maintain stability on my CPUs as well. And then, you know, Astrobot, all these ones that only need 1 stick of RAM is only using 1 stick of RAM. And then Random X and stuff that is with the 2 sticks and so on. But yeah. With useful proof of work being talked about much more, it could be time to look into motherboards with more PCI Express lanes, non-gaming motherboards. That's very true. And Fudweiser someone brought it up the other day. Let's come into this. If it's an AM4, let's go there. Fudweiser actually picked one up, and then I made a link, so I'll just put this in case you guys are looking for it, because I don't think I have it in the description. Where's Fudweiser? Oh, there you are. I found you. So he got this one right here. So he picked up this bad boy right here, the B550 VC, which is supposed to have, I guess, a bunch of lanes. Here's the link if you guys want it, though. I'll copy that in, put it in. What does it have? 4 PCI Express times 16 slots, and it's supposed to, I believe, the first one's at times 16, and the rest are all at times 8 speeds or something like that. Or it's all of them at times 8 if they're all used or something. But it's supposed to be the 8 to 16 slot, which may be a decent proof of work type of thing. I don't know. It's 16, 1, and 4, and 1. So Pirate says it's 16, 1, 4, and 1. Check in the manual. Oh, who was it that said it did? Who was it as in the live stream said it did? Fudweiser, you might have to return it. We gotta check it out. Fudweiser, read your manual. What's it tell us? But yeah, we're gonna have to look into motherboards that have that. So we'll try to keep an eye out actually, and we'll get a full I guess, what do we call it? We'll have to get an in-depth, find all the descriptions on everything and see which motherboards do support the full thing. X99, we need like Threadrippers and Epics and stuff like that. I'm getting it out. Fudweiser's going to check out it right now. So Pirate, do you have that one? You have that motherboard also? I'm still very bullish on Yentin. It's still the #1 coin on CPU pool. Yentin. I looked into that before. Let's bring up mining pool stats. Have a look here. Where's Yentin? Yentin. Where you at, Yentin? Mining pool stats. Which one is Yentin? I think we looked at that one previously. I don't know. Yentin. Why does that sound so familiar? Yes, power. GPUs can run that though, can't they? Yes, power R16. Is that the same as oh, what's that one? I can't remember what it's called. Okay, Yes Power R16. Now I got to look at Yes Power R16. Yes Power R16. Litecoin Finance. Okay, that's different. That is different than what I was thinking of. All right, I was thinking, I can't remember what that coin was. There's so many Yes Powers variants, and some are better with some people are mining them on CPUs, but it's actually better with a GPU, and I don't know, it's all over the place. But maybe this one is the CPU one. I get them all mixed up. But 307, ooh, not too much hash rate on. That's good. Price is going up. That's good too. Got increased price. Not too bad of a hash rate. Zerg pool is #2. Might have to have another peek-see into the good old Yentin. Have to keep that in my tabs. I'll have a look. What do we got? TRX 40 and WRX 80. Yes, Threadrippers needed. All right, proof of useful work. Threadrippers and Epics. Let's go. Oh man, no, but I can read the manual. Oh, you looked up. Yeah, I guess we could probably Google the manual. That's for sure. Yentin stands to be the default Japanese currency, not GPU mineable that I know of. Oh, that's like the Japanese stablecoin? What do I do with my B450 Maxes? What do you mean? What do you do with them? You use them. You mine on them. Are you talking about the proof of useful work thing? I don't really like. There's so much uncertainty until the proof of useful work thing is like legitly here and we can use it. We're all just really speculating right now. We don't know. Now it does look like the specs are times 8 and times 16, but we still don't know until we can actually play around, test it, see if, what the differences are and how it works and so on. But yeah. Fudweiser says 1 times PCI Express 4 is times 16 and 3 PCI Express 3.0 on 16 on the PBO on the Pro B550 VC. So 3 PCI Express 3 times 16. Now, are they referring to the actual times 16 speed? Or are they referring, it says PCI 3.0, 4.0, and 3.0 times 16. So it is times 16 speeds, or are they just referring to the slot size? Oh, we're going to have to Google this and look it up somehow. What do we need? Is that the one you got, though? That's the Pro that you have? Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that just the slot size, or is that the actual lanes that it's using? How do we got to figure this thing out. I don't know. So we're gonna look at this. We got this. Engage. Which button is it? That one. Pro B550 VC. Let's see here. Most DIY expendable. Other expansions. Lightning Gen 4. What is all that? Lightning fast. Info on the back of the box. What's the back of the box say? What's the back of the box say? I'm gonna have to look into this more. It's definitely something we got to figure out. If there are even any AM4 motherboards that do support that many lanes, like I don't even know how many lanes can even like a standard Ryzen, the AM4 and stuff even have. I think it's only like 26 or 24 or something. I don't know. We gotta look. Look at the manual is needed to show mechanical diagram. General picture from manual. Okay, let's see. Let's try. Where's the manual? Specifications, gallery, support. Support, BIOS. We got manual. I need a manual. Support downloads. I got an idea. Let's just Google manual. Everywhere, quick start. Support. Pro manual. Manuals.ca. Index page. Okay, what are we looking for? Install OS drivers, utilities, VRIO, block diagram. Is it in block diagram? Nope. Nope. What's this? Oh, I can't move this around. Page 29. Okay, where's page 29? Page 24. So let's start at page 29. That says SATA connectors. This is a different, I think, different manual than what you're on. Page 29 says SATA connectors. Do you earn rewards for Ironfish nodes? No. I thought you did, then I thought you didn't, and a whole bunch of stuff, but it sounds like you have to implement a telemetry mode, and then you would get uptime rewards every day for holding your node online. But I guess that's only for the test net. Once everything is mainnet, and from now forward, the end of the test net here, that's not the case. So a node is just to, have your copy of the blockchain, run your wallet, and if you want to solo mine, to solo mine too. It's not a master node. It's not a smart node. There's no collateral, no nothing involved with it. It's just your copy of the blockchain, pretty much. Page 32. Okay, let's see. 32. CPU power connectors. So we're looking at power connectors. No. 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 Or something with the PCI Expresses. What do we got here? System, pumps, installation, OS, drivers, utilities. No, I don't want none of that. RAID configuration, UEFI BIOS, settings mode, OC. PCI Express lanes. PCI Express lanes. You see that somewhere? Oh wait, what's this? Times 2 times 16 times, oh okay, yeah, this one has, yeah, this one shows, oh, you guys can't even see what I have up here. All right, I'll apologize. So yeah, right here it looks like 4.0 times 16 CPU, and then number, oh wait, this is a different motherboard. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one, isn't it? This is the A Pro. We want the VC Pro. Oh, I'm not even looking at the right manual. Oh my gosh, we're epic failing. Oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. We're not even on the right manual, guys. We failed that one from the start. Yeah, we're on the wrong one. MSI A Pro. We want VC. VC quick start. B550 VC. Is that it? That's the right one now? Let's scroll down. So you're saying 28. Let's see 28. Is this it? Oh, it's same thing. Yeah, that's showing the same thing as the other one. And this says ×1 ×4 ×1. Okay. So yeah, according to this, this is not all the channels on the proper ones. Okay, so yeah, it's not looking like it's full one. Now I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out what is. So it looks like that motherboard is a bust. Budweiser, you gotta return it ASAP. Say this thing is garbage. It didn't even work, or something. PCI explained. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna have to look in. I don't know if there are any motherboards that are actually for AM4 that do support this. I don't think the CPU itself has enough lanes to run more than 2 × 16, do they? Like how many lanes are in a CPU? AM4 CPU lanes. 24. So AM4 and AM5 only have 24 lanes altogether. So yeah. We need epics. 20 lanes, I think. I just said 24. 4 might be reserved for something, so 20 got expenses. But yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, if you want to build if you want to get really serious about proof of useful work and you want to get into it, number one, it's not going to be cheap. You know, it's proof of useful work first came out, GPU miners, easy transition, fire your OCTOMINERs, whatever onto it. That's not the case. It's going to be expensive. That's take number one out of it. Number two, you're going to need full-fledged workstations. And we're going to need if you really want to go big, it sounds like the X60 or X99s and stuff like that, we're going to need freaking thread rippers. Now, Budweiser, you do have a ripper. What motherboard do you oh man, I think Budweiser does have a POUW rig. He doesn't even know it. He has a 3970X Threadripper. I don't know what motherboard he's on, but that thing might support some nice proof of useful work stuff. Nice. Send it. But yeah, we're gonna need freaking Threadrippers, guys. Now, if the profitability is there, obviously we'll probably have no issues buying them. Use those links. But yeah, we don't know. There's too much uncertainty to go out and start building out, obviously, huge Threadripper and epic farms because we don't know what's even happening. It could be years down the road, and there may be maybe there'll be a special proof of useful work. Maybe Intel will drop something or AMD will drop something out of nowhere. Hey, look at this proof of useful work CPU or something. I don't know. I highly doubt that'll happen, but heck, we have no idea. If they catch wind and this could be a thing, they could call it, a workstation CPU or a AI CPU. Regardless, we know what it's really being geared towards, but these things could happen. But yeah, Threadrippers. Yeah, we need Threadrippers. We need rippers. Craziness. I have two Threadrippers, 1900X and a 1950X with an Asus ROG Strix X39E motherboard. Nice, Nemesis. How are the 1900Xs? They're definitely quite a few older gen, but they might work. They got the lanes and stuff. That would be probably a decent CPU for the proof of useful work thing for sure. What do we got here? Intel will have workstation CPUs with many lanes, but the boards will cost. Yeah, boards will cost a fortune. Motherboards are getting so expensive. It's crazy, especially for new tech. Oh, it's insane. What's the cheapest AM5 motherboard is still it's over $200 Canadian. It's just stupid for a B550 or 650, whatever they're called now. Sucks. Love them with all the lanes since it's a poor man's workstation. No, yeah. So it does have the lanes. Yeah, I wasn't sure about it because it's older gen, but if it has all the lanes, that would definitely be a good, something nice to have. And they're probably fairly cheap right now. So if it can support, the lanes with the motherboard and everything, and, obviously because they're older gen, those might be the CPUs to pick up to get into the whole GPU proof of useful work thing. So that's definitely something to keep on the back burner and wait it out and see what happens for sure. Gigabyte Designer's motherboard with 3970X. You got it. So you got a Gigabyte motherboard. Do you know though? Like, is it the X33 or is it the X this? I don't even know all the Ripper motherboard names, but yeah, that's something to try out. Fire your 3090 Ti's on there. 650 uses like 3x the power than the 550. 3 times the power than a 5. What? I have 2 Threadripper. Okay, wait. Went through that. I missed my X79 motherboard. Could run quad SLI. And okay, that's what you need. It's a Pirate X79 motherboard. Definitely looks like it would support it. What are the X79 motherboards for? Let's find out. X79 motherboard. X79 motherboard. What are those? These bad boys. X79. $78 on eBay. What CPUs are they for? X79 motherboard. So look, you can find it on eBay for $78. I bet you if we go to Newegg, they're probably like $1,000. Newegg is so stupid. X79 motherboard. It can be a great budget rig trim, and of course per dollar. Quad DDR3 bandwidth. Okay. LG 2011. What CPU is these things for? It's not telling me. I don't even know. Is this an Intel thing or an AMD thing? Oh, Intel. Oh, Xeons. Okay. So it's for the Xeons. Gotcha. You know that, yeah, this might be decent. Oh. What CPUs are these all? What's the biggest CPU these things support? This, oh, look, here's a dual X79 from Walmart, of all places. Walmart Canada even. What? That's crazy. I have not seen that. Anyway, but yeah, dual. So yeah, what's the largest one of these things? Because X79 is too old. A 22 core on an X99 with DDR4 is a different story. Yeah, but we're not here to CPU mine. We want lanes. We want something cheap with lanes to run full GPU support. This is just like we got to think about back in the normal GPU mining days where we get the cheapest CPU we can find that supports our X1 and all our hardware on our motherboard. That's what we got to look for here. We're not thinking about speed of a CPU. We don't want it to draw too much power, obviously, but we want lanes. We want cheap lanes to rock our big power GPUs. That's what we want. And I mean big power. So I'm assuming like proof of useful work, like depending on that X79 and all that stuff, you can get cheaper, that Ripper 1900 there. If you can fill out 4 or 5 slots, you're going to fire that up with like 4090s or something. Like we're going to want the big GPUs too as well, I believe, for this. A 3070 is not going to cut it. A 4070, they're probably not going to cut it. We're going to need the big boys. We're going to need the 4090s, the 4090 Ti's. But we'll see. We have to wait. Again, it's all speculation. You got 5 3060s, 16 XERS on a Dell 7810. Nice. That's good. My X79 times percentage PCI Express has an E5 269V2. How's that run idle? What's the idle like on that? Like just the motherboard and CPU. How much power does it run just for that? And it has the lanes, so depending on the price, might be decent. E5 2609V2. Let's take a look at that. 2605V2. 2605V2. E5. Price. Benchmark. Good for, is this good for gaming? There's always someone asking that question, right? Is the E5 2650V2 good for gaming? It works alongside the graphics card to power your PC games. Okay, anyway, I don't care about this. CPU is 8 cores, 16 threads, runs at clock speed 2.6. Can run 992 of the top 1,000 games. It would give it a 99% rating. Oh my gosh. How old is that review? Probably from like ever ago. But where's the price? No price? Come on. Let's just look up price. eBay. Processors. $45. That's not bad. 40 bucks. 40 bucks for a Xeon. There you go. Here's a lot. A lot of 14 are these E5 26 V2s. 2011 8 core in Paris. 16 bucks. Do they work? I don't know. Who knows? But you know, we don't know what's happening. We don't know for sure. We're speculating, but if this is the move we're probably going to need if we want to participate fully in it. So we'll have to look for high PCI Express lane motherboards, older ones, because we want to keep our costs down, because we're going to have to buy these big bad GPUs probably. Rabid, I sent link to my Threadripper motherboard and DM. You sent a link to your Threadripper motherboard? All right, let's check it out. Scrolling through right here. This guy, the TRX 40. All right. Supports Gen 3, DDR4, 8 DIMMs, Phase 3. That's the full. Let's see it. So this is the. See how many lanes it has. How many lanes do you got, bad boy? Lanes offer 16 downstream. Okay, yeah. 16 phases. And 4 slots. TR3 CPU. Okay. TR3000 CPUs. 64 lanes. All right. So those Ripper CPUs at least have 64 lanes. But now we're talking. Now we're getting into some lanes. That's for the motherboard itself. The TRX 40 chipset enables access of up to 88 PCI Express 4.0 lanes. So you're definitely getting the lanes there. Now you just got, I'm pretty sure the motherboard would support all that too. But yeah, it looks, yeah, interesting. That's what we need. Lane support is on the CPU, not motherboard. Don't you need both? I thought you needed the motherboard to support X amount of lanes as well as the CPU. Because can't you get, like, say your CPU had a bunch, but say the motherboard only supported not as much because it's cheaper or something? Wouldn't it then lack to certain areas or something? I don't know. But yeah, TRX 40 is looks really good. Because yeah, but I'm pretty sure it works in both ways. Like, you can buy motherboards that have way more lanes, but if the CPU don't support all the lanes, that's your bottleneck. And if you have the CPU supporting a bunch of lanes, but your motherboard doesn't support as many lanes, then you got a bottleneck there. So you need both to support the same amount of lanes and then stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. And I also believe, like, with AMD as well, unlike Intel, unless things changed, but like when it comes to USB ports and everything, AMD also, the chipset also converts the USB ports to PCI Express lanes. So those use lanes as well. So you will also, obviously, to maximize your lanes, disable those on AMD based motherboards, but Intel's doesn't work that way or something. They don't use the lanes for the USB ports and other peripherals. I don't know for sure. Maybe things changed. That was a while ago when I seen that, but I don't know if that's still the way it works. Threadripper is too expensive. I'm considering buying an ASIC. Yeah, that's hilarious too. We're looking at this and all the things like, whoa, GPU mining is changing. What is this crap? I'm buying an ASIC. Screw this. Like that's another way that people are looking at it. Oh man, I need to get busy. I got lazy minded. Yeah, ETH was different. Like, you buy a GPU, you set it on Ethereum, you leave it. That's it. Times are changing. Like, we have different ways to mine. There's different networks. There's all sorts of different things to do and different ways to set things up. It's a lot more active than it used to be. Some people love it this way and thinks it's awesome. It's a lot more fun. Other people are just like, I just want my profits back. This sucks. And yeah, it's GPU's changing. Uh-oh, he's here. Mr.
Rod Potts
has showed up. Oh, craziness, craziness. What do we got here? Just get epic and enjoy 128 PCI Express lays. There you go. The Pirates summed it up. Oh man, epics, thread rippers. I well, it all comes down to affordability. We know the bottom line is affordability. They're expensive. I definitely can't afford them. I wish. I'm trying to get them. I'm saving up for them. Eventually, you know, one day I will get one, but we're going to need a bunch of them, and it sucks. They cost so much. Oh, hey, Trillion Capital. Yeah, we talked about a little bit, but we could talk about it a little bit again if there's something. Yeah, do you have a question about it? We can kind of touch on it. We have been here for a while, so it was almost time to wrap things up. Let's see if we hit another block while we're here anyway. Let's try that. Let's see if we hit a block. We hit any more blocks? What were we at earlier? Actually, I should say what we were at. Let's have a look. Bring the node back up. We were at, oh, it was at 100 Ironfish. So let's see if we found any more blocks. Let's punch the wallet back in. Whoa, where are we at? Okay, right there. Let me grab my other keyboard. All right, what was the last command we used? Oh, we went through the mining pool stats one. So we want Ironfish. Wallet. Check our balance. Are we over 100? Do we get any more since this live stream? Oh, we never did. All right, so we're still at 100. No blocks since the live stream started. And remember, these are testnet coins. They're all going to be wiped clean once that happens. Craziness. Close that back out. Been super busy. Hey, no problem. What do we got here? All good. Nemesis, busy work. What you're mining? What are we mining? For proof of use for work, I'll probably get a bunch of single or 2 GPU rigs and be done with it. Yeah, I'm debating what to do. Like, I could probably just fire another. Maybe I could throw the 3080 into my workstation. Do that. Test it out. We'll see. Is this the fit? No, Uranus miners having issues ever since the whole Dero. Well, I was going to say Dero collapse. It's not a collapse. It's a multi-chain split that they're trying to figure out what the attack vector was, if there was an attack vector, which chain is the legit chain, and where to start syncing it from and fix it and all that stuff. So, yeah, Uranus miner is is mining all over the place, and they don't know which one's correct. 3080s sucks those days. Oh, good. What we got? Bana swings, affiliate pairs. You guys are just talking away like crazy. That Exxon 26,998. How much? You know what? Now you guys got me into it. Now I got to look up thread rippers. How much are thread rippers going for these days? You know, let's go to PC Part Picker actually. Let's start here. Capable builds. No. Build guides. No. Builder. Choose a CPU. Let's just rock on it. I'm in the States, so it's going to look too good for a price. All right, let's just look up Threadripper. Gauge. All right, here we go. Woohoo! Price. 1900 is $342. 350. Where are we getting to the big boy? Ah, here we go. 64 cores. That's what we want. Oh my gosh. $5,700. That is not what I want. Just for a seat. Oh, wow. Look at those prices. That's insane. Do you guys see that? $5,500 at PC Canada. 55. They're sold out there. So now we got to go to Shop BC, which is 57, and of course Amazon is almost $6,100 Canadian. That's just for a freaking CPU, not even a motherboard or anything else yet. Oh my gosh, why? Yeah, can't do it unless I'm making like $1,000 a day. Proof of useful work better be worth it. Hollywood, you pay actor. We're gonna be getting $40 million a day to render out a video or something for you guys, a movie. That's expensive. That is eBay, like what we saw the other day. You could get like a full Epic, the 7742 for like 3,000. That's cheaper than just a 9900X. And what is that? 3990 or whatever it was. Yeah, it's crazy. Rabid the movie. Rabid the movie. Oh no, we're not even getting into that now. Oh, crazy. Oh, on eBay, it's there for a few days already. What's on eBay? Oh, you got the E5 1660? Yeah. All right, we're gonna go back to eBay. Check this out. Let's go back to. Oh, hold on. What's going on?
You're in the middle of our live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, it's time to eat.
Okay. Oh, geez. All right, what do we got here? Let's look up 7742. Let's do this. Yes. Yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. Shipping lowest first. Do it. Look at that. This thing's like 5 times cheaper than a freaking Threadripper. 64 cores, 2.25. $1,100 Canadian. Free shipping because it's from China. You know, China gives you free shipping, but if I was to order from my neighbor, we went to this the other day, it'd be like $60. Get something in from the States, it's like 140. Epic QS, don't want that. Don't want any of these QS things. We want the legit ones. We don't want them vendor locked either. That's the big thing too. You got to be really careful. A lot of them are vendor locked, which means they're like OEM. You got to use them on a certain motherboard. You can't just get some random motherboard. It has to be a special one. Yeah, that part sucks. AMD CPU, Epic, 64 core, server, processor, ROM. No vendor lock. See, no vendor lock. $1,600. 20 sold. $68 from the US. I wonder if this guy will give me a deal. Hey, can you ship this to me for free? Now, what is this? The 7V12. I think this is the same thing. Yeah, compared to the 7742. These are pretty much the same ones, I think. But I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, man, look at this guy. This guy just, hey, check out my boxes of Epics. Like, I got a pallet of Epics here. Anybody want? Like, seriously? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, here's a motherboard combo. 3,600 bucks. $4 shipping. What? Yeah, no. Top rated seller. Is he actually a top rated seller? I really don't buy off eBay because I'm scared that everyone just tries to rip you off. So I don't know. Oh, one day these will be great. Great times. Yeah, this is what we need. This is the future of GPU mining. Someone's probably just tuning in right now. We're looking at Epic CPUs, and I just said the future of GPU mining. They're like, what is going on here? Why are you looking at an Epic server PSU CPU and talking about the future of GPUs? This doesn't make sense. You'll have to rewind and watch. Oh, crazy. Look at the 1950X Threadripper on eBay. Price is way better. The 1950X on. All right, am I still on eBay there? Yes, I am. All right, let's have a look. What we got? 1950X. 1950X. Oh yeah, 218. That's looking nicer. Wrong button. This one. There we go. So yeah, 1950X, 3.5, shipping lowest. 218, free shipping. Nice. Yeah, that's looking nice. TR4, 1950. 22. Nice. What's the 3950? That's the one Fudweiser has. He has a 3950X. That's 32 core, right? 3970X. But the 32, which is like, yeah, 32 core, which is like 279, 3950X is 1654. I don't know. Not bad. It's not horrible. 1600. Look at this guy. Here. Want some Threadrippers? I got a couple. Oh my gosh. CPU 3.7, 32 core, Strix 4, up to 4. Anybody selling like a complete system? Oh, here we go. What do we got here? 3970. This is almost as much as a 64 core Epic. This one. Yeah. Awesome. What do you got? 5950X and 3970X. Script already done for the movie. Script's already done for the movie. Open air was this problem. Oh, the A4000s open air was the issue. Unless you like, you can put them outside in the wintertime. Put a little cover over them and minus 40 will keep those babies cool. But yeah, those workstation type of GPUs, they definitely need some air movement for sure. So yeah, server case type operations definitely recommended for those. You will need PCI Express slot extensions and build rig like good old days. Things are slowly moving. There's a little more push with all the mining pool scams going on and everything. You know, it's almost time we just run our own nodes. We are our own pool. It also helps the networks too, right? Decentralization, spread everything out. It's crazy. It's like old is new again. All right. Anyway, guys, we have been here for some time, so I do appreciate everyone for showing up for this live stream. We will, I don't know, we'll go live again maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I can't remember if I have to help a trailer again tomorrow or not. We'll see. Anyway, appreciate everyone for showing up. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.